Welcome to the Leadership in Healthcare video. Great men and the trade theories. Let us start this particular video on the trade theories. Early leadership theories focused it on great men, typically the military leaders or the political leaders. What kind of attribute that they displayed? These leaders were seen as possessing an inherent traits that make them effective. Research on leadership in different contexts, for example, education, challenge the universality of the specific traits. Absolutely enough. Stockdale argued that both leader and the situation influences leadership. Trait theories remain somewhat influential due to the perception of extraordinary qualities in the leader. The search for personality traits of successful leaders continues, and Tolkien in the case in 2004 stated the great man approach persisted in some areas like healthcare, leadership appointments by politicians. Let me focus on the personal, or should I say personal and situational theories, the relation between person and situation. Focus leadership style adapts to a specific situation with context determining who emerges as a leader. Origin developed in the opposition to trade theories, initially suggesting great men were products of their situation. Evolution acknowledged the role of personality alongside situation. Co-tenant leadership effectiveness depend on the combination of leader characteristics, situational factors, and their interaction. Lasting impact establish the crucial link between context and leadership, influencing modern leadership development programs per se. Humanistic theories. Post World War II, shift was determined in focuses. Psychologists and social scientists studied leadership role in historical events, renewed emphasis on individual leaders and the psychological makeup. Key thinkers, the concept thereof. Likert, way back in 1961, stated the importance of relationship between individuals in leadership. Maslow's in 1954 stated individual motivation is a main factor in leadership, whereas Blake and Mouton in 1965 stated interdependence about the leaders and the organization existed. McGregor 1966 stated matching the individual and organization need for effective leadership. Whereas Myers-Briggs, way back in 1940, Myers-Briggs type indicator, personality assessment tool, still often used in leadership development. So, I like to talk about charismatic leadership, also transformative leadership. Charismatic leadership are precedented transformational leadership focuses on the inherent leader quality like the great man theories. Charisma seen as a key but insufficient trait of a transformational leaders. Leader charisma was celebrated in 1980s, questioned in 2000. Transformational leadership, Bass 1990 identified key attributes: individualized consideration, intellectual stimulation, inspirational motivation, idealized influences as a role model. Concept tarnished by corporate scandals associated with the charismatic CEOs. Post transformational leadership, leading and developing others, showing genuine concern, enabling, being accessible, encouraging change, as the case might be. Personal qualities are of being honest and consistent, acting with integrity, being decisive, inspiring others, and resolving complex problems. Leading the organization, we are talking about networking, we are talking about focusing of effort, building shared vision, supporting and developmental culture, facilitating change and sensitivity. So yes, looking at post-transformational leadership, there are three paradigms that needs to be talking about: leading and probably developing others too, inherent personal qualities, and probably leading the organization. The conceptual framework for leadership in healthcare, the NHS National Health Service Leadership Quality Framework, which was published in 2001, 23 years back, a prominent framework of healthcare leadership in the UK, three dimension on a 15 scales, influenced by existing leadership framework and personal qualities. Timeless aspect, emphasis on personal qualities, reminiscence of trade theory, aligns with the emotional intelligence concept. Eco's path goal theory focus on delivery, draws inspirational from transformational leadership. The time bound aspect reflects a specific era of healthcare, reform in the UK, leadership as a tool for achieving government's reform agenda, risk of smart followership instead of independent leadership, criticism overly focused on external directives as to earn autonomy, overly focused on external requirement standards to be met, not considering their internal requirements per se or the demand of the situation, encourages imitations of innovations of other organizations. Probably you are just trying to create a mirror image of a successful organization and may limit true leadership by overemphasizing followership. Let me give it to you as far as post transformational leaderships are concerned. First and foremost, you are setting the directions. Then it is all about your inherent qualities. And lastly, delivering the services. This is what NHS is looking into it. Setting the direction is seizing the future, intellectual flexibility, broad scanning, political astuteness, drive for result. Inherent personal qualities are all about self, belief, awareness, management, drive for improvement, and personal integrity. Self belief, self awareness, self management. Delivering the service, leading the change through people, holding to account, empowering others, effective and strategic influences. Last but not the least is collaborative working. So, Davidson and Peck mentioned a model of leadership development wherein the characteristics is all about leaders' ability to adjust behaviors to context for an effective outcomes. At times, he has to be uh, complete dictators. At times, he has to be completely understanding. It can be almost like a servant leadership. It can be a completely autocratic leadership. So you need to understand the situation or the context before ensuring what role that you need to go or adjust as a leader so that the outcome is always in your favor. Repertoire leadership goes beyond the situational leadership by considering multiple dimensions, be it intellectual, psychological, or performative. Intellectual is all about the range of theories and concepts. Psychological is all about understanding of self and relationship in the environment. Performative is breadth of leadership behavior. Mechanism for usage of repertoire. Multiple self, selecting the most impactful aspect of oneself for the situation. Emotional intelligence, sensitive to others and other for credibility. Enhance enactment, use body language, dress, speech effectively as on one-on basis. Just to give you a summary, what about the leadership development? There are 6 studies still published since 1997 on leadership development program in healthcare. Similar program length, except for outliers and evaluation method, pre or post service, methodological issues, the lack of comparison groups to assess program effectiveness, short follow-up period to assess long-term impact, and absence of data on organizational performance improvement. Overall, some progress has been seen in program evaluation, but further research is needed. So, allow me to give you the synopsis of it. Leading an empowering organization, stated by Cooper 2003, absolutely none. Interventions, be it teaching, be it assessing, be it advanced life support groups. Intensity is all about 3 days, RCN clinical leadership development programs, and so on and so forth. So you need to have lectures, videos, you need to have personality development plan, you need to have action learning, teaching sessions, observation that needs to be taken care forward to ensure that your leadership echelon is always ready with backups. People, the bench strength for managers should be adequate altogether. Next would be the trend leadership development program. What we are looking into it for how duration it has, the pedagogy has to be on a longer strength, approximately 2 years. Who need to undergo around it? What are my sample size? What kind of methods that needs to be asked? Let's say a questionnaire. Let's say anything that goes around it. Why are we doing this? To understand the impact, to understand what is that can be redesigned, to understand what kind of leaders or managers will be better in handling a situation. With this, I come to an end of this video. Thank you for watching this video till the end.